a great, great pleasure to be here. I'm looking at all of these people who've joined, and it reminds me of my 25 years ago when I first joined the industry. I'm going to spotlight on stuff that I feel will be beneficial for the mentees to hear in the current context and in terms of their career journey and the start of it. But I'll be very happy to take any specific question that they may have once I finish. So yes, I have had a non-linear international career, mainly in the financial services sector. I am an Indian by ethnicity, but I have traveled the world through my career. I would say I've traveled 17 plus countries, thanks all to my jobs. And I'm keeping aside my personal holidays here. And for the last 10 years, I have been in the United Kingdom doing a global role with HSBC, which I very recently kind of stepped away from to kind of do a reset of my career again, which I'll come to a little later. So let me start with who I am. I am somebody who has always looked at career as a subset of an overall fulfilling life. And I think striking that balance and being able to understand that career is a part of your identity and maintaining that integration is very, very important, especially today when the world is becoming a very different place in terms of who you are and who you need to be in the current context. And therefore, growing as a whole and how you define your own version of success is a critical thing that I've considered all through my life. And I just think that it's a very important thing to mention. And if you are today challenged to see how you see yourself between life and career, I think that is a starting point of a great reflection journey of you as somebody who's kind of a future leader of this society and this industry. Another thing that kind of signifies my journey is my curiosity and my growth mindset. I've always been a voracious reader. I've been curious and I've picked up all the relevant experiences through my journey. So at 20, my personal circumstances did not permit me to do an MBA in a primary institution, but I ended up doing that 20 years later when I was 40. And the reason I'm making this point is to just tell you guys that if you stick to your dreams and if you honestly let people know who you are, you will automatically see there are a lot of people who can support you in the right direction. So networking at the same time is very important. I've been an introvert all through my life. I've struggled with networking. I won't make it sound that, it's very easy. But again, I would say that find your own definition of networking. For me, it was picking up new projects, experimenting with new skills, always pushing myself outside the zone of comfort. As a result of which I ended up meeting a lot of people who ultimately supported me, whether it was my career or whether I was trying to navigate a complicated network in my own organization to drive my own agenda professionally. Early career is a time when I feel that people really find themselves, discovered themselves. So please think about who you are, what you stand for. I think in the new generation, I'm absolutely in awe of in terms of how self-aware you all are. I would say that make that a practice. And it's not a journey that you traverse alone. Pick up the right coaches, pick up the right mentors. And that again takes me to the other side of me, which is apart from being a professional, I have always believed in helping others, because I feel that receiving and giving is not always linear. And if you keep helping others, wherever in life stage you are, you somewhere get it back from, unexpected corners in life. So I have been able to do that. And I inspire you all to do that wherever you are. There is no level of seniority or juniority to become a coach, become a mentor. It is just who you are and how you share your perspectives with the world and who you think are around you. I will speak a little bit, and then I'll ask you for questions if you have in specific. But for me, exploring the world was a very important part of my life experience. And therefore, when I look back, the kind of roles and careers I've chosen have met two of my real needs of life. One is my curiosity. So, whether I'm being able to do things that challenges me, pushes me out of my comfort zone, whether I'm having access to different diverse perspectives, different kind of people and culture, was always something that I focused on, and which has taken me to not only different kind of work and portfolios, but also cultures and people that I've interacted with, which I find very, very fulfilling. After having spent around 19 years in HSBC, working across regions, UK, global, I'm now in a very different journey. I have deliberately taken a career reset to figure out what I want to do now, what kind of work I want to contribute in terms of impact to not only corporate, but to the society. I've spent the last 7-8 months doing a lot of research on leadership, on the industry, on the changing headwinds. And I'm writing a book called Choose Depth, which is about, how important it is for you to define your own version of success to be able to make it sustainable. And I'm sure when it is out in the market, you will see me on LinkedIn, and you'll get to know more about the book. But yes, that's who I am. And in terms of one piece of advice, if I have to give you, I would say that I think this is the time to grow your confidence. And I do genuinely believe that confidence grows with practice, and it grows. Try to grow your confidence in a way that it becomes your inner fuel, and you don't have to depend on external validation always to feel confident. I think at the end of the day, you will realize that if you practice confidence, if you practice curiosity, that is going to make your success much more sustainable than your technical skills that you probably are now more focusing on. So I experiment is what I'm going to leave you with, because that has been my mantra in life. And try those little things and try to stick it in your life as great habits that you build by design. Open to any question that if any of you are curious about.
I don't have a question yet, but I have an apology to make. I mentioned in my introduction of you, I remembered emphasis. We actually have another mentor at Emphasis also called Deboleena. So apologies.
No
But
worries. No
for a
worries.
moment, I got it mixed up.
I think she's in my network as well, so I know she's in
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Infosys.
It just goes to show how many mentors we now have. I need to double check my recollection.
No worries, Elam. You're doing a fantastic job, and it is so
Thank
purpose led. Don't worry about that.
thank you so much.